Saurabh Gupta now for more. Saurabh, tell us what's happening. Sukanta, Majumdar, they're stopped from going to the violence hit area.
Well, yes, these are live visuals from Hooghly district. Sukanta Majumdar's car, the state BJP president's car, has been stopped here, not being allowed to proceed further. He's sitting in the car. He wants to go beyond these barricades that you can see here that have been set up by the police. The police say section 144 is in place in those areas and he will not be allowed to proceed from here. Now, this is, of course, in Rishra, where, of course, these incidents took place yesterday, where there was violence during a Ram Navami procession. And since then, the police have been deployed here, riot control police, and of course the internet has been suspended, and section 144 that puts a ban on large gatherings has also been put in place to ensure law and order. Now, this morning the High Court heard a matter pertaining to the Howrah violence, and in that context the High Court also said what was happening is a matter of concern, and that suspension of internet was serious. The High Court has asked the state government for a number of questions, but here you can see, of course, the Chandanagar Police Commissionerate, which is, of course, in charge of these areas, has, of course, stopped Sukanta Majumdar's convoy with a barricade here. A short while ago, there was a lot of ruckus and, a jostle between BJP workers and the police as they were trying to break down these barricades, but the police have kept the barricades on and not allowed the BJP workers to proceed. Sukanta Majumdar remains in his car at this point, and now the police are asking him to turn the car and, return back, because he will not be allowed to proceed any further from here. So obviously, his car is now, of course, preparing to turn back from here and not being allowed to proceed further. As you can see in these visuals, these are live visuals from Hooghly, where the state BJP president Sukanta Majumdar is trying to visit the violence hit areas, which is down this road. This is the GT road on my right. As my camera person is showing you these pictures, down the road is Rishra, and of course down the road is also the area where the violence took place during the Ram Navami procession yesterday. This morning, of course, the police were here when we came. Calm has returned, but definitely not normalcy, because the internet has been suspended. There is section 144 in place, a ban on large gatherings, political visits not allowed at this point. The administration focusing on maintaining law and order after that Ram Navami related violence here. And of course, at this point, the Sukanta Majumdar's convoy remains stranded here at this police, a barricade that has been set up here at this point. And these are, of course, live visuals from Rishra in Hooghly.
Right, Saurabh, and this comes after violence broke out in two places, Howrah and then in Hooghly. And this is an issue that has been taken up by the Calcutta High Court after the BJP approached the High Court wanting the NIA to come in and investigate, as you have been reporting. So there's a lot of trading of charges as well. Banerjee hitting out, saying the reason they want central agencies to come in is so that no BJP leader is found guilty.
That's right. In fact, I was at the Calcutta High Court when that hearing took place. And of course, at that time, the Calcutta High Court did have some questions. The Calcutta High Court has asked for a report from the state government by the 5th of April. And the next hearing in this matter will be the 6th of April. Yes, there has been trading of charges and counter charges. But when it comes to actually what sparked off this violence, it's still unclear, because there are claims and counterclaims. The police and, of course, the Advocate General in court told the High Court that he would produce videos that actually show what sparked off the violence. He says guns were brandished and threats were made. That is the Advocate General. The court has asked for a report from the state government, but the court said that did you not anticipate trouble? And the court has asked for deployment of police. In fact, the Calcutta High Court this morning said there should be deployment of police to maintain peace and tranquility. And of course, there is deployment in police in not only in Howrah, but also here in Hooghly, where the latest round of Ram Navami procession related violence took place yesterday, last night. And of course, since then, shops were burnt. We spoke to shopkeepers who lost everything in that violence that took place this morning. We had the interviews, but at this point, Sukanta Majumdar still trying to make his way, and his convoy still remains, stuck here, not being allowed to proceed from this point onwards. This is in Hooghly district. under the Chandanagar Police Commissionerate. This barricade has been set up, and the police say he will not be allowed to proceed further as Section 144 is in place. The BJP questioning the logic of that, saying that if there are people can move around, why can't Sukanta Majumdar in small groups go there? But the police saying that large gatherings have been banned, and the police, of course, putting restrictions on political movement in the area after the violence that unfolded yesterday. And Sukanta Majumdar's convoy, as you can see in these pictures, remains stuck at this point, as of course he does interviews from his car at this point, but he's still sitting in his car. The car hasn't turned around yet. The police have requested the car to turn around and not proceed further. The police have blocked, there were earlier, a little while ago, if we can play out those visuals, I don't know if we have them. There was a lot of jostling here, pushing and shoving with the police, between the police and the BJP supporters who wanted to break down the barricade and proceed further, but the police did not allow that. The police have now reinforced those barricades, and there is, of course, riot control police on hand as well, who are not allowing the convoy to move forward. These are live pictures that you're seeing. The state BJP president, Sukanta Majumdar, in his car, not being allowed to proceed any further from here at this point towards Rishra, where, of course, that violence took place. So this is the latest from here in Rishra at this point.